Wedding planners. What's the worst wedding mistake you've ever witnessed? I've coordinated over 200 weddings in 15 years. I've seen grooms pass out, brides trip down aisles, and best men lose rings. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for the Hartwell-Morrison disaster. Vivian Hartwell was old money, the kind of family that owned half of Beacon Hill and name-dropped ancestors who came over on the Mayflower. Her fiancé Rex was new money, tech startup millions that he flaunted with gold watches and designer everything. From our first meeting, red flags were everywhere. I don't want Rex involved in any planning, Vivian announced, sliding a check across my desk. He has terrible taste. Just make everything perfect. I should have walked away right then. In 15 years, I learned that couples who don't plan together don't stay together. But the budget was unlimited, literally. She handed me a black Amex and said, "Spare no expense." For 6 months, I planned the wedding of the century. Hand-blown Venetian glass centerpieces shipped from Murano. A 12-tier cake that required architectural support and cost more than my car. Flowers flown in from Ecuador. $30,000 worth of orchids that had to be kept at exactly 68 degrees. The guest list read like Forbes magazine crossed with the social register. Rex would call occasionally, asking innocent questions about the timeline or vendors. Each time, Vivian would snatch the phone and tell him to focus on his bachelor party planning. "Wedding details are women's work," she'd say with that fake laugh that made my skin crawl. 3 days before the wedding, I was doing final venue checks when my phone rang. "There's been a mistake." Vivian's voice was ice cold. "What kind of mistake?" I asked, my stomach already twisting. "Rex isn't the groom." I nearly dropped my clipboard. "I'm sorry, what?" "I'm marrying Donovan Creed tomorrow." Rex was just a placeholder. My mind raced. Donovan Creed, the political golden boy running for state senate, married, with 3 kids. "Vivian, the invitations went out months ago. Rex's name is on everything. The programs, the place cards, fix it." She cut me off. "That's what I pay you for." I spent 18 hours reprinting everything, called vendors, rearranged seating charts, contacted the officiant. My assistant Quinn worked through the night, tears streaming down her face from exhaustion. Wedding morning arrived. I positioned myself near the entrance, watching 300 guests file in wearing their finest. Senators, tech moguls, society matrons dripping in diamonds. Rex sat in the front row, looking confused but proud, clearly having no idea he'd been replaced. He kept checking his watch and smoothing his tie, probably wondering why none of the groomsmen were people he knew. Then Donovan's wife Patricia showed up. She marched down the aisle in funeral black, her 3 children trailing behind her like a grief parade. The entire church fell silent as her heels clicked against marble. She stopped directly in front of the altar, pulled out her phone, and connected it to the sound system I'd spent hours perfecting. "This wedding is a fraud," she announced to the stunned crowd. "That man is my husband of 12 years. Chaos erupted. Guests were gasping. Phones came out like weapons. Vivian's mother fainted so hard she took out an entire pew. The string quartet stopped mid-note. But here's the part that still gives me chills. Rex stood up slowly, pulled out his phone, and started recording. "Actually," he said, his voice carrying across the silent room, "I think everyone should know what Vivian told me last week." He played a voice message. Vivian's voice filled the church. "Once I'm married to Donovan, I'll divorce him after the election and take half his assets. Then we can be together properly, darling." The message was directed at Rex. She'd been playing both of them. The scandal broke nationally within hours. Donovan's political career ended. Vivian's family disowned her. The venue charged her $50,000 in damages for the chaos. Rex? He started dating Patricia after her divorce finalized. I kept the $75,000 planning fee and used it to open my own venue. Sometimes the best weddings are the ones that never happen.